What's up, guys? What's going on? I am so absolutely tired of all of these books that people are writing on Magick, these ebooks. It's unfortunately the subject of Magick has become so muddled. The meaning of it, the actual goal of Magick, what it's for. You know, like, I'm a scribed member. I pay, I think, like $10 a month. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Scribed, scribd.com. It's an absolutely awesome website where you can download or you can listen to a handful of audiobooks and read a bunch of books for free. It's not free, it's $10, but it's a hell of a lot better than paying full price for the books and the audiobooks, excuse me. So I keep an eye on books about Magick that people have produced. I keep my eye on these books that are like I'm not going to name any names, but there's this new type of magical literature and books that are made by these people who have these ridiculously obvious pseudonyms. You can tell that these people, it's not their actual name. And it's all of this instant gratification, you know, get your dream car garbage, you know, I mean, get your dream house instantly with this magical book, this magical text, and it's absolute nonsense. Not only does it not work, but they're buying into your desires to attain things and promising things. There's false promises. Again, folks, I have told you from day one that Magick, first and foremost, is a system of self-mastery. It is a system of rituals and tools, meditations, mantras, yantras, etc. that we use to perfect our mind. It is a form of mental yoga. It's a form of mental alchemy where we purge the layers of our consciousness out of us that are no longer beneficial. They're not beneficial at all, excuse me. Magick allows you to dig past the conscious mind to witness what's going on in your unconscious, to see what's going on behind the curtain of the conscious mind. You see, we're constantly going. We're constantly in this rat race. We're constantly trying to get things done. We're constantly busy. We're constantly obligated. And because of that, after years of doing that, folks, you operate within what I call the front of the mind. It's called the outer fringes of the conscious mind. Magick allows you to calm the fuck down and go beyond the conscious mind. It allows you to meditate and use certain rituals like pentagram rituals, harmonizing rituals, sounds, etc., to peel through or beyond the normal mode of consciousness that we use day in and day out, which is remarkably stressful. We grow up in this world where we learn to use a very small percentage of our mind, and that percentage of our mind is always going, never resting. Magick is a system of tools, rituals, etc. that we use to go beyond the conscious mind and to witness the vast labyrinth of mental activity that we have behind the conscious mind. We then use Magick to systematically remove the internal dialogue of the program self. Contrary to most people's beliefs, so they're not even aware of it, people constantly talk to themselves with chatter. Your thoughts are not your own. You think they are because you're not practicing Magick, but through the magical rituals, through the things like the thoughtlessness exercise, in tandem with the pentagram rituals, etc., you will see how your mind is constantly, it's a mixture of thoughts that move on their own volition, images and things like that you mistake as being your own thoughts. Through Magick, we carve those out and we reintegrate the real self. You are the observer of the thoughts. You are not the thoughts that you are hearing, that you've learned to think are you. This is called the archon, the constant chatter that we learn to identify with. This is also how the ego is created, ladies and gentlemen, because the ego, contrary to what all the stupid new age people say it is, the ego is not just being cocky and this, that, and the other. The ego, folks, is the false version of yourself that you learn to identify with through hearing thoughts. It turns you into a duplicate that's not actually you, because you are the observer of the thoughts. You are not the thoughts. You catch my drift? It's much deeper than that, and I don't have a huge amount of time to get into it right now, ladies and gentlemen, but Magick is a system. It's a self-exorcism system. I'm not saying you have a bunch of demons in you right now. I'm saying that you have characteristics in you that you probably aren't even aware of that are controlling your life from behind the curtain. Magick allows you to remove that curtain and to see what's going on behind the curtain so that you can systematically remove those obstacles, demons. They're not actual demons, but they exert a demonic influence over us because they bring us misfortune. Catch my drift? We use rituals, pentagrams, pentagram rituals, harmonizing rituals, the ritual of the all-seeing eye or the eye of Horus, etc., to purge all this crap out of us. That way we can have a blank foundation. That way you can finally gain control over your mind. So all of these stupid books promising $1 million overnight if you do this ritual and all this crap, it's all a bunch of fluff. It's all a bunch of nonsense that's perpetuated on what Hollywood makes magic out to be. It's not true, ladies and gentlemen. Magic is a lost art because the true path of magic is not easy. It's called self-introspection, self-reflection. And most people don't have time for that. It's really easy to collect an entire labyrinth or an entire collection of books that promise things that they never deliver. But are you actually becoming the magician? Are you actually doing the inner work? Are you doing the inner temple exercise? Are you putting forth the effort? Because magic is the mind of it's the yoga of the mind. It's not just about waving wands in the air and chanting a bunch of mumbo jumbo. That has its place. But it's all about the mind. Going inward, ladies and gentlemen, shutting the fucking eyes, calming the body's functions down, learning how to breathe, and then going into the mind. It's so much deeper than that. I'm going to wrap this one up. This concludes my random rant about magic. Peace be with you all.